Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 3rd of March 2021. So market demands further intervention. Give me more stimmy means stimulation checks. And as it says here, it's up to the Fed to deliver or face the consequences for if yields are not brought under control. The good news of the coming stimulus package may actually turn into bad news if yields skyrocket higher. And I've spoken about this in the last week's worth of market alerts about how bad it will be if the yields continue to move higher. Let's just have a quick look at this over the last 5 days, see where we are. Leveled off a bit yesterday, down at the 140 level. They don't want it above, according to JP Morgan, 175. And if we get to 2, then we're going to have some sort of catastrophe, that's for sure. Also, news today, we've got the budget for the UK. That's usually midday, and we've got the ADP numbers, which is the precursor to the non-farm payrolls on Friday. ISM also at 3, 2 lots at 3. We've got crude oil inventories. Sorry, not at 3. There's the crude oil inventories at 3:30, and then 4 p.m. got an MPC member. Torreiro, I think is how you pronounce it. Tenreiro, I don't know. Anyway, he's speaking, or she's speaking, whoever they are, at 4 p.m. And let's have a look at the implied volatility whilst we're here as well. You can see that this has spiked back up from 1785 to 1846. And this is after yesterday's session. And also we're back to red as well. However, prices are up on the overnight as we start off by looking at the Dow. And you can see here that yesterday we had a down day, which is why the market, the implied volatility has moved to the upside, because you can see there as well, we had more selling in this bar than we had buying in the previous day's bar. So there was definitely some downside pressure during yesterday. So I'm just going to remove these two fibs here, and 62%, which is actually ties in with the previous 2 days highs, really is an area where the market's got to break through. So they'll probably use the ADP numbers for this, should they wish to move prices to the upside. Meanwhile, in the German DAX, you can see yesterday prices moving to the upside there, and you've got an increase in volume. There was a bit of initial battle, but the market eventually broke to the upside. The afternoon was really choppy, which you will see. Market had no direction whatsoever. I think it was waiting for a statement from Biden about the vaccination rollout, but it came out a lot later. So you can see that already above the 89%. We went through the 62 and 78, which we'll look at in the second part of the market alert. And we've got another 89%. And what I've done is drawn from these two highs to this low, and that's why we've got two 89% there. We've also got the high here and the all-time high, which is 14,200, just for argument's sake. So if you see that, keep an eye on it. So overnight, let's have a look, see where we are. The market opened slightly weaker, pushing prices down towards the DP. They bounced off here, traded up to the 200 MA, then traded to the DP and sat on this level. You can see a little spike in volume there as they bought back into the market, sending the market through the 200 MA, but to come back to the 20 bar. Then you get your retracement, 62%, move the market up through the 200 MA and also through the previous day's close. Keep the market moving up to the previous day's high. This was a resistance overnight, and it was yesterday morning as well. But you can see now we've managed to get through the high, and it's a matter of whether we can continue to move prices above this and head up to the R1. And also the 1,152. But let's just go back to the daily chart. Have a look at these figures. We've got 14,100. This was a real pain for the market yesterday, particularly in the afternoon. So 14,100, which is this bar here. And then this will be the 89 that I've drawn in here, which just have a look at, is going to be there's 130 and then there's 157. So this will be the 130 area, which it is, and then the 157 of course will be above this BRN and this R1 as well. So if you get above the 130, then the 157, so just above, this will be a major area actually if we get through this, because the 157 blue line is 150, so just between the BRN and the next upside minor BRN. These are all divided into 12.5 points, so I can see there this line here is going to be the area where I can expect it to tie in with this all-time high. And then of course after that you've got the 200, which, if just for argument's sake, is going to be here at the R2. So we can see where all of the upside potential is, and then on the downside the 200 MA will be very important, as will the previous day's close and the DP. And if prices do fall sharply out of bed, you can see we're a long way down to the previous day's low. So a break below the 200 but have to go through the S1 and then down to the low. But at the moment, price is continuing to move up towards that 130, and it looks like the futures market could actually break through this before the cash market actually opens. You can see there already starting to move higher, and it's not even 20 minutes to 7. So a lot of interest on the upside at the moment to bring these markets to the upside. So this will be the first target, the 89% from the daily chart. Just a quick look at the silver market, which surprisingly recovered yesterday. I was very surprised to see this, I must admit. A lot of buying yesterday as well, bringing the market back, but a bit of weakness overnight. It's got to stay above the 50 bar moving average and certainly stay above this low here at 25.77. A break below this will send this market down to these sorts of levels, and a retest of the $24 per ounce level as well, which would be, in my opinion, a great place to add more positions. But we'll see. Hopefully it will already stay above that 50 bar moving average. But you never discount the corruption of JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs and all Deutsche Bank and all of the other silver manipulators that have been fined billions of dollars over the last 10 years or more. Okay, let's have a look at yesterday's price action, and we started off in the morning with the market again moving to the upside. You can see I have the lines drawn in. We're at the DP level. The market kicks back after the futures managed to move the market higher. And first off, I'm having a look at the daily chart, playing catch up after recording, and I can see that the market's sitting above the 62% retracement there. The market's a bit wild to begin with, and you can see how it got hammered back to the downside, but price is holding at the 200 MA. And then as we move forward, we had a potential buy signal. We've got to take out the DP. I'm already looking to see where I've got the resistance on the upside, which is tying in with the previous day's high and the 78% retracement. And prices initially get hammered again and manage to not get stopped out or fill the downside. Still wild, but eventually the market manages to force itself higher, and prices continue to move to the upside. And now we're already at the resistance. As we can see, they're heading to the 1044, which is obviously just under the BRN here. But the market runs out of steam on the first occasion before it gets there. You can see this now, and as prices started to move back towards the 5 bar moving average, I decided to take profits. And this was instigated as well because this bar here, you can see sideways, and the volume very, very high as well. So you can always get back in. Profits taken, the market reverses, comes back down to the DP level, and then we get a second bite of the cherry. Drawn all the fibs in as well, where I can expect to see the market in a smaller time frame find some sort of resistance. And as the market moves through these, I then just remove them just to have a look. We can see it got to 89 there. Took a bit of you can see how the volume increases at these levels to drive through these even minor moves, and then once again to get through and then drive up to the resistance, the 78% in the daily chart. And this is an interesting bar here because I actually switched to the 1 minute chart. If I can just find it for you, there you go. And I could see that they were already selling in the 1 minute chart. Massive volume at the previous day's high, which is always going to be an issue when you're coming from underneath. It's great when you're on the top side of it because then it becomes support, but going through it is a resistance area. Took the money, and then prices, you can see they're completing this and then trading sideways. Sat at that fib retracement in the daily chart, and then prices meandering back down before they found support at the 200 MA and then managed to move back towards the upside there before the market finished the morning session, which you can see there. Then in the afternoon, I can see that we've gone through the 78 in the morning, and we've got the 89 now to take out. This 14,100 played a major resistance level in the afternoon. This is before the market open. You can see prices trading up towards the 14,100, which is the red line, psychological line. Price is already there before the market opened. So prices sat at this. You can see them selling into it, and they bring prices down. And get some selling there, then we get a reversal. Again, I'm checking to see what they're doing. This is a major area of grief. This is the 1 minute chart. I just switched just to see why after being filled. I'm just going to wind this back just slightly. And you can see we got the order was filled, and then all of a sudden they came in and slammed it with the highest volume bar immediately in the 1 minute time frame there, and sent prices lower. We then had a potential sell signal, so if they were selling in the 1 minute, it's likely it was going to continue on the 2 minutes. Prices moved to the downside. I ignored the second sell signal, and the reason that happened is because we'd switched back to green, then back to red, so that's why you got the second one there. So as the market headed down towards the high, as I just mentioned, this will become a support when you're coming down to it from the top side, and on the bottom side it will be a resistance. So as it approached this point, I decided thanks very much, I've recovered the loss from the first trade and got a few more points and left it at that. And then after this, you can see buying back in at this point as well. Same volume as the previous bar, but not going down, actually reversing and closing to the upside down. And then prices working their way back through these fibs all the way up to 89 and back to the 78% so not the 78, the 89% retracement there at 14,100. We then had a potential buy signal that wasn't filled, and I'm just going to whiz through this now because the market got stuck in a range. We had a potential sell there, but you can see how prices came off the low there. They brought it back immediately off the 62% retracement, holding prices, and then just stuck in the sideways move once more, not filling anymore. That 14,100 level becoming a resistance, so let's slam prices back down again. You can see there back down to 78% retracement before the market finds support once more. And again, you can see you've got more or less the same volume as the previous bar at a fib retracement, which if you've got selling of this amount in this bar, huge bar, and then more or less 90% of the previous bar's volume, and the market sideways stuck at 78, you're likely to see a bit of support, even if it's temporary. As in this case, they go back down to the high, and once again, now you can see the volume again greater than the previous bar, exactly the same as we had here, with prices reversing there and then attempting to come back. So the market's stuck in a sideways move for the afternoon. Again, you can see you've got this retracement down to the 62.78 level. And again, notice the same as we had before, where they're trying to reverse the market. So let's just complete this bar, and there you can see again either the shorts taking profits or absorbing the selling coming into the market, and then just trading sideways, coming back, retesting once more, back to the BRN, and again we've got it once more where they try and buy back, and then prices this time managing to move slightly higher thereafter. But this is how it stayed for the afternoon session. It was just stuck in a very tiny range there and moving to the downside. But the key here was, you can see there, 14,102 was the high of the afternoon. 14,100 was the issue in the daily chart. If I can find it, there you go, 14,100. So 2 ticks above this, the market found resistance. Okay, that will do it for today. If there is anything else to report, I will let you know. Let's just have a quick look. DAX still moving higher at this point. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.